All right, enough Atleti and Paris Saint-Germain. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Bayern kicked off their Club World Cup by spanking Auckland City 10-0. Jules, are you okay with running up the score like that?
I'm in the Michael Olise camp, Gab, when he was asked after the game, like, oh, did you feel bad for them a little bit? He went, nope, nope. And that's it. I know you don't like it. I think goal difference in a group like this with Benfica and Boca, you just don't know what could happen. You scored after 6 minutes, you were 6-0 up at halftime. And then, yeah, you could have controlled the game and leave it at 6-0. I've got no problem at all with them scoring 10. I won't lie. The thing that surprised me the most maybe is that Harry Kane played an hour and he just didn't score at all. But I thought Olise was outstanding. Kingsley Coman. And again, they play against amateurs, right? Semi-pros, not even semi-pros, this team from Auckland. So all of them are working.
Well,
They're on annual leave right now.
what I will say is I've seen one of these before. It was Spain against Tahiti at the Confederations Cup before.
Yeah.
The difference is Tahiti tried to play. Here it looked to me like they were like 4-0 down, and they're like, okay, let's all sit back. Maybe we can keep this in double figures. And I'm like, come on. Like I put it this way, they didn't seem very likable
Yeah.
either, Auckland City, which is why while I disapprove of running up the score, I'm okay with it in this
But
situation.
then they try to play out from the back at 8-0 down, and then they conceded
Yeah.
straight. The Musiala scored the ninth one, and you think like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that then? Ahly and Inter Miami battled to a 0-0 draw in Miami, but it was the Egyptian side who missed a penalty. Trezeguet, who had better chances, at least in the first half. Gab, are you surprised?
Trezeguet missing penalties. I'm wondering if that does that remind me of anything.
Maybe. I mean, 4
Look,
in 10
I
in his
think
career.
I'm not surprised. Al Ahly they were totally up for it. They were a really good side, and in that first half, yeah, they could have scored two, three, maybe four. Inter Miami, when you actually see them and for 90 minutes, you realize, man, this like 4-4-2 that they play with two strikers who don't run.
Yeah.
I don't know what Mascherano's trying to do, but in the end, they have that Lionel Messi guy who's pretty good.
Still
Because
pretty
he
good,
just
yeah.
won the game single-handedly. He had that long shot, and they had the counterattack at the end. Could have gone either way. Big performance from both goalkeepers. RefCam is the innovation in the competition. Jules, it's a gimmick, but I like it. Do you?
I like it a lot, Gabby. I mean, some really love it, and I was like, okay, let's not get carried away here. This is good. It's a bit jumpy when you're watching it, but I think it's good, and I think it's good because maybe for some people who are just watching the game and things because TV makes it slower and easy, it looks easy. Think, oh yeah, I could play there, or I could be a ref, I could do this, I could do that, and then you realize how fast things are on the pitch at this level. And then you saw it on especially the Al Ahly into Miami, where they showed a few things. There was the foul on Messi, there was a foul on Trezeguet, I think, or on Zizou, I think. And you realize that the referee has to make that call so quickly because the game is literally 1,000 miles an hour. And I don't think, apart from that ref cam, you don't really see it when you watch on television because again the cameras and everything seems to slow it down. So I think he's great for that. I think people will understand a bit more how difficult the job of a referee is too. Botafogo get off to a 2-1 win over Seattle Sounders. Gab, John Textor will be happy.
I think he will be happy, and he needs stuff to be happy about. And hopefully there is some good news for JT on this show. That said, Botafogo, I thought, could have taken a much bigger lead early on. They had their chances. Alex Telles was shining with his delivery from the wide areas. And then obviously Igor Jesus put them ahead. And then it felt like 15 minutes ago, Seattle kind of get back into the game. And then it gets nervy towards the end. Probably shouldn't have happened. But I thought Botafogo actually looked pretty good out of the Brazilian teams I've seen thus far. I might even put them, well, it's only been two, but I might put them ahead. Palmeiras and Porto battled to a scoreless draw in the opener. Jules, no goals, but a ton of chances.
Well, especially for Palmeiras, if you're a Palmeiras fan, you still wonder how they didn't score, especially at the end of that first half when they had like 3 shots within the 6-yard box pretty much back to back. Estevao missing, then Rios missing. I think Mauricio missing as well, and saved by the goalkeeper, saved on the line. They also hit the post. I think the XG for Palmeiras is just over 2. And this game, and I think rightly so, we were very excited because we got to see Estevao on Palmeiras' in Palmeiras' team before he goes away to go to Chelsea. We spend a lot of money for him, 60 million euros. He's 18, just turned 18. He looks clearly very talented with that left foot, but still young and still quite lightweight, really, when you think about him in the Premier League. So it'll be very interesting to see. And on the other side, Rodrigo Moura, of course, the new wonder kid of Portuguese football, also just turned 18 2 months ago. Also clearly very good, very talented. Neither of them really had the impact I was expected, or maybe not expected. Maybe that's a bit harsh or putting too much pressure on them. But the impact I wanted them to have on the game, but you could see on the touch, on a turn, on a piece of dribbling, how good they are already at that age, at 18, and how good they will be. Then you can debate the 60 million euros from Chelsea for Estevao, if it's right or not, if it's a bit too early or not. We will see. We'll need some time to adapt. But it was good to see them facing each other because they are clearly the future of world football. Mehdi Taremi was supposed to play big parts for Inter Milan in this Club World Cup, Gab, but now it looks like he will be watching it on television.
Yeah, you could say it's collateral damage to this pesky real world that we live in. And no, it has nothing to do with the ban on people traveling from Iran, because while he is Iranian, it was a carve out for athletes and team delegates and stuff like that. So it's just simply that because of the political situation, the missiles flying back and forth between Israel and Iran, the airports are all shut. He went back to Iran to visit relatives, and it looks as if he's stuck there. Inter might try to see, once the situation calms down, if he can join later in the competition. But I think it's just a reminder that a lot of us who live in parts of the world which are peaceful, maybe it should be a reminder not to take all of this for granted. Jules, this brings us to an end, but we got to come back on Thursday because there's so much going on. I'll have gone to a couple more games by then. I will report back what I'm seeing here from the Club World Cup. And I'm sure you'll have plenty to say as well, as the transfer window keeps sort of chugging along.
Yeah.
So until then, love the game, love your neighbor, love yourself.